Hey Internet, Eric here. Jean-Claude Van January is almost over. What that is what I'm doing on this channel is every month there will be a different theme, unless I have like a live stream for some reason scheduled. And in January, it is Jean-Claude Van January. Nothing but Jean-Claude Van Damme films being discussed. And this is also a Have You Ever Seen video. And what that is, it's a video where I try to shine a little bit of a spotlight on a movie that I really enjoy. And it seems like no one talks about, whether it's in my small circle of friends, anyone in the either community that I am, very vocal in online or what have you. And this is honestly one of my favorite Van Damme films post the year 2000. Today I'm going to talk about Replicant. Now, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I discuss plot spoilers, specific scenes, what have you. This came out in 2001. A basic plot of this is it's another movie where Jean-Claude Van Damme plays dual roles. I discussed it, sadly, with Double Impact. I know he played twins in Maximum... What is it? Not Maximum Overdrive. Anyway, he played twins in something, Maximum Force, I don't know. With Natasha Henstridge. Something like that. I can't think of the title off the top of my head. And he plays dual roles in this. The plot of this is initially Van Damme is playing the Torch. He is a serial killer that is killing women and then burning their bodies afterwards. And Michael Rooker is a policeman who is newly retired, who has been chasing down this killer. And after a situation where he has dealt with the torch. The torch's blood is left on the scene, and they create a clone. And the clone is able to help track down the torch. The clone is also obviously played by Van Damme, and it's Michael Rooker and the clone trying to stop the torch before he, continues assaulting and killing women. Like I said, really enjoy this film. Van Damme first as the Torch. This is the first time I remember ever seeing Van Damme as a villain that's not in a silent role. I know he is in No Retreat, No Surrender as the Russian. I know he's barely in Black Eagle. As the Torch, I really like him because the Torch doesn't give any fucks. Um, he is willing to kill anyone and everyone in his way. There is a scene where he kills a woman and he sets her apartment on fire with a baby in the crib. He is in a wonderful, fantastic fight and chase sequence. He escapes a hospital with the replicant, which is the clone, and Michael Rooker on his tail, and he hijacks an ambulance and he is running over people in wheelchairs, and he doesn't care. I like how, even though he is dark and brooding, and he whispers a lot, he's very sadistic, very evil, and I love him. Now, Van Damme as the replicant, again, is great because he doesn't have that much dialogue until the end. He is learning how to do things, and when we first meet him, after he is created in this gigantic, it looks like a, it looks like a mixture between one of the alien eggs, the xenomorph eggs, and a giant testicle. He pops out of that, and he has to learn how to walk, learn how to talk, learn what food is, type of thing. And Van Damme, is all physical, and to me, he reminds me a lot of a chimpanzee. The way he moves, the way he learns, he's cautious, scared. He's very good. There's some great scenes. I love the scene where the first time he sees rain, he's walking through the rain and he's just mesmerized by it. Like, he looks up into the sky, he just loves it. There's a scene where Michael Rooker takes the replicant to the home of his ex-partner, played by the lady who played Danny on The Shield. She's the one that got impregnated by Michael Chiklis. And she has a son, and Michael Rooker chains the replicant up in the laundry room. And his partner has a little boy. He runs out crying, and his face is covered in blood. Unbeknownst to Michael Rooker, the dog caused it, and he thinks that Jean-Claude Van Damme caused it. Beats the shit out of him, and then just the fear and the pain in Jean-Claude's eyes afterwards is so good. So Van Damme is really good in both the roles as the replicant and as, can you really see that with the glare right there? The torch right there. And I do love how the fact that they make Van Damme have long hair with the torch, and very short hair as the replicant, so you don't have the whole which one is it, who do I shoot type of bullshit. Michael Rooker's Michael Rooker, hard ass, doesn't like Van Damme, doesn't like the world type of thing, gruff, assholish, but he plays the same role in every fucking movie he's in. Even Yondu's an asshole, so he's really good. Other actors of merit, I get the actress who played his ex partner. She's fine. There's not much to her. It's mainly just Van Damme as the Torch, killing women, and then like a buddy cop, odd couple with Michael Rooker and Van Damme as the replicant. But it's really good. Fight scenes, really good. First off, like I said, the Torch doesn't give a fuck. He'll beat up anybody when he's beating up people at the bar. Really good. He'll take people out shooting them with guns. The chase sequences, whether it's Michael Rooker chasing the Torch down an alleyway, so good. Like I said, that ambulance chase is really good. And then Michael Rooker is hanging onto the side of the ambulance. And what I can appreciate with what this director does, director Ringo Lam, never heard of him. Unlike John Woo, when it's the fight scenes, because we know it's going to be Van Damme versus Van Damme. There is no scenes where they're sitting next to each other like in Double Impact where you have the bad CGI. It is all camera angles. So you don't really see them face to face a lot. When you do, it's very brief and the CGI looks fine. We don't see a lot of, unlike John Woo, we don't see a lot of bad wigs. You know what I mean? There's the quick cuts, the angles. There are a couple scenes like the very final fight between the replicant and the Torch, very briefly. And if you're fucking looking for it, you can see that it's not Van Damme as one of the fighters, but it's very brief. And the thing is, I think the martial arts in this, the fight sequences are so good, you don't really care. That final fight between them when they're in, one of the final fights when they're in a warehouse and they have to fight on like rolling ladders, like those rolling ladders that the warehouses use to get to like the top shelf of stuff. That's really good. And different fighting styles. The replicant learns how to fight or defend himself by watching gymnastics. And you have the brutal fighting style of the Torch against like the gymnast type of style, the defending yourself, trying to get away, evading attack of the replicant. He reminded me a lot of Jackie Chan. He's just trying to get away. So good. And I also appreciate the fact when I mentioned the ambulance chase scene, Michael Rooker's hanging on the side of the ambulance. Sure, it's probably a stunt double when it's Michael Rooker's character hanging on the side of it, but there's a scene where he has to lift himself up and proportion his body towards the roof because the Torch is, taking the side of the ambulance and scraping it against cars. We see the camera. It's Michael Rooker hanging on the side, of this ambulance because we see his face. So it's nice that we don't get a bad Michael Rooker stunt double. The explosions are great. There's a great scene where there's a bomb placed and people are taken out by the Torch. Like I said, the Torch is no one is not a person to mess with. There are some cheesy shit. There is a scene where the replicant ends up in the red light district and meets a hooker and learns what physical love is, and they start kissing, and then she says, "Hey, it's $100." He doesn't know what that means, and she calls up her pimp. The pimp is getting ready to show up and beat him up. Van Damme is already gone in his pants because it's his first time. She tries to get the pimp to, hey, it's okay. Just leave him alone. It's his first time. Pimp beats her up. Replicant beats up the pimp and everyone else. And then since the replicant has a thing for her after he gets arrested, she says, "Hey, call me when you get out." And then we have the rest of the movie. The movie does end with him back in the red light district with her. What the fuck are you going to do? Watch her bang other dudes? So that was... the relationship with the prostitute was kind of dumb. The reveal, and I guess you would say the weakness of who the Torch really is, like his backstory, like... I don't want this guy to be a sympathetic killer. You find out he was abused by his mother. The reason why he goes after these women is it's women he deems to be unfit moms, whether chastising their kids in Publix, calling them bad boys or bad kids, and so on and so forth. That's his trigger. And it's just kind of dumb. And his trigger is like he can't focus if he's called a bad boy. So the replicant calls him that, and he can't focus everything. It reminded me of like Marty McFly getting called chicken in Back to the Future 2. It's just fucking dumb, stupid. But again, these fight scenes make up for it. The final fight in the it's in a morgue. You know what I mean? In a crematorium between the Torch and the replicant. Really, really good. Um, you believe that the replicant is killed in the final explosion. And I do like the ending where Michael Rooker looks out the window and it's in the rain again because the replicant loves the rain, and he sees someone in a hoodie stick something in the mailbox for him, so that way we know he's still alive. That's a really nice reveal for Michael Rooker. And then, like I said, the replicant ends up with the hooker at the red light district. That was fucking stupid. Um, I really, really enjoyed this film. No one that I have ever talked to, including Knight, I talked to Knight. We've never talked about Replicant. It's really, really good. The pace is super decent. It's very boom boom boom. Michael Rooker's there's a couple bad CGI scenes. There's a scene where Michael Rooker is running down a car park or a garage or whatever. He's being chased by the Torch. He jumps on a gate, and the gate is hit by the car, and it's CGI Michael Rooker flying back. Whatever. Who fucking cares? Nitpick. Um, really like this. Again, two very good, different performances by Van Damme. Van Damme can act if you give him the right material. He's so good with his body language. He kind of reminds me of, what's his name? The guy who played Anakin Skywalker in the prequels. Hayden Christensen. Good body language, but if he's given like shitty dialogue, he sucks. Van Damme is really good. He's good at being intimidating as the Torch. He's really good and sympathetic as the Replicant. Michael Rooker is Michael Rooker. Fantastic fight sequences, fantastic chase scenes, action sequences. My complaints are very, very, very small. So I highly, highly recommend blind buying this. You can find it cheap, I'm sure, on Amazon or finding it online, however you want to find it. Get Replicant if you're a Van Damme fan. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Thank you to all the new subscribers that have joined me for Jean-Claude Van January. Tomorrow's the final day, and I'm going to end it hopefully on a positive note. It's going to be the drama, I believe. JCVD. Never seen it before. Van Damme, I believe, plays himself somehow, where he's a struggling actor and he gets caught up in a hostage situation. I don't remember. I'm going to watch it tonight and post it tomorrow. And then next month, Fantastical February, nothing but fantasy, swords and sandal movies, anything to do with mythical creatures. It's going to be interesting, going to be a lot of fun. I'll have my daughter on with a few episodes, off camera, of course. Yeah, get on Replicant. Please check out the previous movies I have in the Jean-Claude Van January playlist. Appreciate you all. Much love. See you tomorrow. It's been a fantastic month, and hopefully we end strong. Cheers. And I can't turn this off. God damn it. I'm bad with technology. Cheers.